Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the 2018 NFL Draft Class, specifically offensive tackle Brian O'Neill of Pittsburgh. So this video is going to get into the analytical side of offensive linemen. We're mainly just going to focus on athleticism data. If you're new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So if there's any terms and stuff like that that you're not familiar with, I would just kind of go there to give you a brief sort of explanation in terms of how these scores are made. But yeah, this video mainly is just going to deal with looking at him in terms of what his athleticism says about his future potential and some of the problems in his data as well. Because he's a guy that tested really well in certain areas, but also tested really poorly in other ones, which does bring up a question of just how good is he going to be as a offensive tackle. So first off, when you get to his athleticism data, he had a 3.77 explosive lower body strength score, 96.50 speed score, and 93.06 flexibility score. Based on the data that goes all the way back to the 1999 NFL Draft Class, his speed and flexibility scores hit above the bottom end thresholds when it comes to offensive tackle athleticism. So he pretty much hits the All-Pro, Pro Bowl thresholds when it comes to speed and flexibility. However, his explosiveness, which is the vertical and broad jump measured against mass density, is really, really low. He doesn't hit the bottom end threshold for an All-Pro player. He doesn't hit the bottom end threshold for a Pro Bowl player, and barely makes it as a starter player. And his explosiveness is so poor that it does become somewhat of a concern about how good he actually is, because I do know there's been a lot of buzz about Brian O'Neill after the Combine because he ran fast and he did really well in the flexibility drills, but that explosion number is just not that good. And then, of course, when you look at the average athleticism at the position, well below average when it comes to explosiveness for an All-Pro player, well below average when it comes to explosiveness for a Pro Bowl player, and even below average when it comes to the explosiveness of an average starter at the NFL level as an offensive tackle. So, again, O'Neill is just, in terms of his explosiveness, is just really, really low. And it brings up the point that I think I've made in a couple other videos, just to illustrate that explosiveness is one of those types of athleticism traits of the offensive tackle position that just gets ignored way too much. Brian O'Neill essentially has more in common with a guy like Jason Smith, Matt Khalil, than he does a All-Pro, Pro Bowl type offensive tackle. And this isn't to say that Brian O'Neill can't become a long-term starting offensive tackle at the NFL level, but it is to say that there is concerns with him that he can be a liability. Because when you're someone who has significantly below average explosiveness, and you face explosive pass rushers at the next level, that becomes a problem. You know, you look at a guy like Ryan Harris, of course. The reason why Khalil Mack had that very, very good day against Ryan Harris when he was with the Raiders, well, I mean, not Ryan Harris when he was with the Raiders, but when he was on the Broncos, was because Khalil Mack is a 90-plus percentile explosion athlete going up against Ryan Harris, who is an 18.73 explosion athlete. So again, you need to have explosiveness, and if you don't, you need to have at least a certain type of scheme to kind of fit what your athletic traits are good at. So that's the only sort of concern with Brian O'Neill. Definitely very good in terms of speed, definitely very good in terms of flexibility, but that explosion number is worrisome if you're thinking about taking this guy in the first round, top 10, top 20, etc. I think he's not quite worth it at that particular spot because he just doesn't have the athleticism traits necessary to be a very, very excellent or high-quality offensive tackle at the next level because of that. And, of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. Hit that notification button so that you're always reminded when another video of mine drops. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace!